20.
Yay!
2.
Yes.
Person who remembers the. Okay, so we.
Oh god, that picture, Dave. It's the 17 guns that poor bastard has on him in a tuxedo.
Double O'Neill.
Oh my god. So yeah, who wrote the list?
That was me.
So what happened? Because even after, can you tell me what you think happened? Because at the very end, I don't know. I don't really know.
I honestly was dozing off the last like 20 minutes where we played.
Oh right.
But from what I remember, we had seen the huge ass army from like super far away,
Mm-hmm.
and we ventured back into that cave we'd found at one point, right?
That's the first time you've been in the cave. It was like you were tracking the giants.
Oh, that's right.
There was a big waterfall, and there was like a cave behind the waterfall.
Right. We fought the harpies, leveled up, and then how did we come in contact with the actual giants?
You
Dave
guys
snuck
went
in,
inside,
right?
and Dave did some scouting. He found where the slaves are. He found about 3, like stone, like regular stone giants, and like 2 or 3 juvenile giants, as well as 1 red-skinned female giant. He also found the slave pens, where there was a small, like teenage-looking red-skinned stone giant in the slave pen, as well as Leonis back there. You guys, he was getting ready to go back and relay the information to you guys, but the chieftain saw him and just kind of boinked him off the ceiling and dropped him down. And that's when everybody was like, whoa, 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 hold on. We don't want to fight. So you guys all kind of showed yourselves. And then you proceeded to convince him that, you're not here to fight or anything or to like do challenges. That's when Terrence wanted to talk to Orteg, the chieftain, about a win-win situation that would help, will hopefully benefit the Giants and then help you get Leonis back. So right now you're in a dark, dank cave because Giants don't need light to see. They have dark vision. With a large, rushing river in a kind of a thrown together throne room with kind of surrounded by these giants. I'll give you the send you a message with the link on it. Because right now I think it's only Terrence that can communicate with him, right? Because he's doing comprehend languages. So yeah, you guys are currently surrounded by giants, coming to a agreement with Orteg. What do you do?
What up, Terrence?
So I think where I remember last off, he was saying like, "Come back with me into this room and consult, and we'll see if if what you have to offer is sufficient."
Pretty much. So he takes you behind the throne. There's kind of like a large animal skin, a very large animal skin, behind the throne that he kind of parts this curtain, and it looks like his bed chambers. There's
Perception
a
check
large.
to see what kind of animal it is.
Say what?
Perception check to see what kind of animal it is.
Sure.
With a 6.
It would be a nature check, I think, would be perception.
That's a 7.
Okay. You don't know. It's real big, and it seems to have some sort of like toothy hide on the edges of it, and it's dark purple. As he parts this the hide behind and beckons for y'all to come into his pretty much his chambers. There's a small part for like a little bonfire, like a cooking fire. You can see that there is a few glittering globules of like glittering like just raw gemstones, like huge piles of gemstones just kind of put around for decoration. There's a large like pit of furs that you assume he sleeps on. There's also all around his room. There are very, very intricately carved. What are they called? Like not murals. I guess kind of not tableaus.
Relief.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, like relief, stone relief, all across his, all across the wall, looking to be like some sort of like history or something. That's done in excruciating detail. It's absolutely gorgeous. As he motions for you to sit on the pile of furs and stuff, and he just kind of squats down and sits down with his legs splayed out, looking at you, all of you.
What knowledge do you seek?
He scratches his chin. I want to know. I don't remember the voice of it. I just remember scratching. These trinkets found in the temple, we could not simply loot. We could not pick them up because it burned us. That's why we brought the fat man with us. He was able to carry them. We wish to melt them down and make things from the gold and the ore from these relics and trinkets. But I want to be able to touch it after we do that. For some reason, we can't touch these relics. And I want to know why and how we can touch it.
Well, I may be able to help with that. May I see the relics?
He nods. He goes over, he pulls his head out, he stands back up, goes in the throne room, you hear some more talking. You hear the slave pens being opened as some more giant talking. About 5 minutes goes by, and you see stepping through in front of the chieftain is the fat man, Leonis. Like a handsome, classically handsome kind of guy with like just light brown hair that's just kind of longish, like long in the back and kind of parts naturally. Just this kind of big these smile lines and these bright yellow eyes. Except he's just kind of heavy set, kind of in these white and gold robes, and he's carrying in his hands a it looks like this golden sheet that's kind of draped around one hand and this golden lyre in the other. As he's back there, he kind of looks and he sees you guys and he gives a smile.
Leonis.
He gives a bright wink to
Cletus.
Yes, Cletus Van Dam. He gives a bright wink. And says, "It's good to see you again, Cletus.
Well said.
Have you come to visit?
We've been looking
These giants are actually, even though they're pretty terrifying, they're very hospitable.
And the food situation is good.
The what situation?
Food.
Oh, he goes, not at first. As soon as I convinced them to bring me some flour and things, I cooked some things for them, and they rather enjoyed it. I've never made a cookie that big. so much fun. The giant points down. He goes, these are the two relics that we cannot touch. We want to be able to use them and melt them down, but it singes our hands. Being so small, it still hurt a lot.
What the fuck is he saying?
I'll translate to everybody as we go along. Can I roll a perception to just see what they look like?
It's you don't have no perception. He kind of brings them close to you. It's a very, very intricate golden lyre that actually the strings kind of like emanate their own light. It looks like it's almost like it's not actual strings, just like pure light. And then there's this golden sheet with very intricate patterns all over it, like just infinitesimally like more intricate the more you look at it. Leonis goes, oh yes, this is the lyre of the Bright Lord, I think is what it's called. The lyre of the Allfather, and he holds up the golden sheet. He goes, this is the gilded barrier shroud of Adara the Illuminate. Actually, the two relics that we found at Brightwatch, I eventually went up there to confirm their originality, and they're real, all right, he says with a smile. The strings on the lyre are pure sunlight.
Do you know what these giants intend for these relics?
He kind of shakes his head. He goes, no, I haven't really been able to talk to him. Thankfully, there's a smaller redskin giant in the slave pens with us who speaks broken common. He's been able to translate very basic messages for me, but I assume they wish to do something with them.
Yes. Unfortunately, they don't seem to understand the history and the power behind these relics. They simply wish to extract the precious metals from them for their own uses.
He's kind of high. The smile fades a little bit as he kind of gets serious. He goes, oh, that could prove problematic. Seeing they're very old and very powerful, like you said, I don't believe they can be broken down. I mean, there might be a specific ritual, but it's nothing that my church knows anything about. Unfortunately, this forging is not my specialty. As he lays them down in front of you, they were going to kill me. Thankfully, they didn't. Once they saw that I could carry these, the giants couldn't. They were seared by the brilliance as soon as I tried to pick them up. I told them they could take everything else. They took what they wanted from Brightwatch, but I pleaded with them not to take this, but they didn't listen or understand me. So I came along back here to carry it for them.
Can we all hear this conversation? Okay.
Yeah, he's speaking in common.
Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we just tell them we can break it down, but they got to do something for us first, and then sabotage it.
I'd really prefer if you didn't, Lena says. Although they are barbarous and they did kill quite a few people, they're not inherently evil. I'm not one prone to lie. I'm sorry.
I'd rather fuck someone else before they fuck me.
He kind of shrugs. He waddles up to Cletus and gives you just a huge, big hug. He's taller than you because you're a dwarf, and he's actually pretty tall for a human. He kind of lays his hand on your face, kisses you on the forehead, and goes, "I'm so glad to see you, Cletus."
Likewise. There's no more
How's the
cookie, is there? Is the cookie all gone?
Unfortunately, yeah. It was just this gentleman up to the chief who's like looking in on the conversation with a furrowed brow. It was just for him, but I made it as best I could, and that stopped the threats and the beatings. Now you can pretty much walk freely around. You don't have to stay in the slave things, but it was brilliant. Oh, I wish you would have seen it. They actually have butter here. Those carnivorous goats, the most amazing, rich butter I had ever tasted.
Water.
And he goes, and who are you companions of Cletus here, or are you of the devout? Are you from the church?
They agreed to join the search party.
That's very nice of you.
We have a fallen comrade, and we were actually in search of you to resurrect him.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, so if we could
I'll
just
see
ramp
what
this
I
up
can-
and try to get you on your way as soon as possible, that would be most
He
beneficial
nods.
to everyone.
He nods. That sounds great to me. Please don't harm them. They don't really know how to interact with our world. They've been underneath deep for ages, it seems.
It doesn't really
They just
count if they
recently
just
surfaced.
harm themselves,
Well-
right? It doesn't really count if they just harm themselves, right?
He shrugs and goes, I'd rather you didn't. If we can solve this peacefully.
What do you suggest? I mean, they plan on destroying these items. Obviously, you don't want that.
No, they don't. And even if they tried, I don't think they could. They are large fans of competition. You see them arm wrestling and doing all sorts of things, running about down here for the last day or so. Like that's a huge thing for them. Is competition. Perhaps a challenge of some sort.
Riddles.
Do you think we could just trick him? Like, we could just
Finally, somebody is saying the correct thing.
make like a forgery of whatever shit they want to make and tell them that, oh, hey, it won't burn you anymore because it's not that thing anymore. That's a terrible idea.
I don't think that's a terrible idea. I didn't see where they were. And he kind of looks up to the giant. Kind of looks back to you because he can't understand us, right?
It would seem that he cannot.
I flip him off
Okay.
and just smile.
The giant, he sees you smile, and
Good.
ah, and he says he turns to Terrence and Terrence goes, "Sign of good sign among your people."
He means to say that we're working on a solution.
Ah, then continue. Leos continues because I didn't know where they were storing these, but until I went and fetched them, it seems there's an alcove to the north. I had to be carried across the river. I don't know if there's any access from this side of the river, but if you can get across the river, there's a small alcove that they have. It seems like they keep all of their loot. There's much gold in there. If we can put on some sort of show saying that, like, presumably these are destroyed and some of this other gold that was maybe melted down is them, we might be able to preserve it, but I don't know what kind of trick we could pull off.
Why does any gold need to be melted down? Can't we just put on some kind of facade and make some like fucking gravel look like gold? What's wrong with that?
Jugs goes up. That sounds interesting, but I don't believe I have any powers that could help with that, unfortunately. Do you? He looks at you guys.
I look at Terrence.
It would be a very temporary solution.
Nods his head. If it's too much to ask, I would also like to get the boy and his mother out of here, if it's possible. They're slaves of a more peaceful tribe. They came from the Underdark as well, but they're not as barbarous as these grazed skin stone giants. They came from a peaceful tribe.
What have we told the stone giants about the hobgoblin army outside with the red dragon?
I think Terrence mentioned it, and the stone giant just kind of scoffed, saying that it doesn't really concern him. It's the surface world problem.
We could play this up to our advantage, saying that this is a relic that the hobgoblins have owned for centuries, and they're not going to destroy it willingly, so we might as well wipe them out.
I think I said that.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I don't think they want to interfere.
Yeah. All right. So there is a forge.
You know, as I said, there's a whole crafting room where they used to melt down certain metals.
Does anyone have any kind of proficiency with making shit?
I have proficiency with mason's tools. That's about it.
Anyone with like carpentry? You're a gnome.
A forest gnome,
Doesn't Druidcraft allow you to make small things out of wood?
Yeah, what are we specifically trying to make?
A liar.
I don't know.
A liar?
I have proficiency with smith's tools.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I'll give you blacksmith proficiency. That
Okay.
makes sense.
So I think the two of you could probably
Stone cutting.
come up with stuff.
Okay, so I'm wondering if I could use the Ring of the Grammarian to cast Gold Person, and I make a little gold figurine of myself as far as the gold material needed.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely.
We got a little gold ball star.
Okay. So we could assign you two to create a counterfeit. And to kill time and solve our werebuffalo problem, we could convince them to do the contest of strength just for shits and giggles while we melt down the relics for them. Say like it needs to be handled by us in a magical ritual, and then like just do that off in a corner while there's a big distraction going on, and then come back with gold that they wanted. Say, hey, here you go, it's all melted down.
You could even do it right in front of them. If 1 second the liar's here, and then it's gone in the bag of holding.
Metamorphosis? Yeah. Don't think.
Well, yeah, or you just do a quick switcheroo with the fake one.
I
and
got
then
sleight of
say-
hand.
And then and then
Oh,
you
you're
say,
using minor
okay,
illusion.
the ritual is done. Here's your thing. Have fun melting it down.
Yep.
You're now able to
That's
touch.
perfect.
You're now able to touch it. You're now able to melt it down. Okay. All right. I want to speak to the big guy.
Okay. His ears perk up.
It seems there is an ancient and extremely powerful magic which guards these relics. I'm sure you will recognize that that's true.
Nods his head.
There is a way for us to release this magic back to whence it came, and this ritual will simply leave you with the decorative items, which you may then do with as you please, including melting them down and reforging them as you wish.
He smiles really big and goes, "That sounds great. That deal has been reached. So if you do that for me, I will let your fat man go. If he gives us the recipe for the cookie."
Yes, we can do that. However, I have one addendum to propose.
He kind of furrows his brow.
Your red slaves.
He sits up and goes, "What about them?"
I propose that we continue with our test of strength. Our fighter versus your fighter. Just for fun, just to see who will win.
You wish to play for the slaves,
I do.
and if we win, what do I get?
Then our deal simply goes on as planned.
I have only things to lose, nothing to gain.
You will gain the reassurance and the honor that you are indeed the superior race.
Roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion. 16.
He kind of sneers. If we win, if you win, get the slaves. This strength of contest, contest of strength. You can have the red slaves. However, if one of mine wins, you have to do a chore for me. There is a particularly tasty mineral that grows only behind the waterfall, about 300 feet down from the entrance to this cave. You grab some of that for us and bring it back, and we'll be even.
Deal.
He claps his hands and like a thunderous amount of sound and air just like whooshes, like almost blasts you guys back. The deal is struck then. He stands up. You may have all the time you wish to prepare for your ritual. What is your idea for this contest of strength?
It will take place wherever you choose, to begin precisely at sunset.
All right.
While the battle is going on, our magicians and our sorcerers will be hard at work lifting and freeing the power from these relics. We'll need access to your forge, your workstations, and we'll need a perimeter of silence for us to complete the ritual.
We can do this contest away from the forge. That's fine. There is a clearing in the valley below. No trees. We use it as a dirt pit arena. We've put a few logs to make it like a ring. It's about, I guess you would know your standard measurement, but it's about 12 feet built up. They just pulled a whole bunch of logs and they put a like stone over it as a ring. He goes, "We usually fight to the ring out." He kind of smiles. He goes, Who is your fighter?"
Well, I hope you'll not mind bending your classical rules just a little bit for this exception. You see, one of our members hides within him a great power, the power to transform. You'll not see him in his true form until the battle begins. But be warned that after the transformation, he will not be able to follow any rules. He will only conquer by whatever means necessary.
Very intriguing. Oh, sorry, I'm getting an echo. Sundown it'll be. Jeez. I'm getting an echo that's like, okay, it's gone now. Sundown it'll be. Do you think your inner power friend will be a danger to the rest of the tribe then?
I can't guarantee the safety of any vulnerable that you may have in the perimeter.
I'm sure everyone will like to watch. We'll send one guard, keep one back here to keep an eye on you. The rest will probably come want to watch. They're all strong fighters, I'm sure. Anything you can throw at them, they'll be able to handle.
With our numbers, you and us combined, we should be able to contain him.
The
All right.
best game of Duck Duck Goose I've ever seen.
Because I will not be fighting. There will be one of my second in command here. He's the toughest, has proved himself champion many times. He will be the one fighting you.
Very well.
Till then, you may use the forge. He stands up, comes out, and in giant he goes, "A deal has been bargained. There will be a fight." And you can hear a whole bunch of screaming and like whoops and hoops and hollers on the other side.
All right.
Linus goes, were you able to ask about the red slaves?
The best that I could do was to attempt to win them in a contest. I would say truly our chances of winning are slim, but there is a chance.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you. So we should begin the ruse as soon as possible then?
Yes, we're losing daylight, and the battle begins at sunset.
Because I can show you to the crafting room as he opens up the curtain, and all the giants as you come out, they're all kind of like eyeing you as they're speaking in giants about like the fight or whatever, and they're wondering which one of you is going to fight. The second in command, another powerfully built, gray-skinned stone giants with just all these black tattoos like Darth Maul-esque all over his body, kind of eyes all of you, and when just eyeing all of you and like sizing you up, seeing which one of you he's going to fight, and he just smiles and shakes his head, and just walks back to like the little fishing station. A couple other kids were tugging at his fingers, like, "Are you gonna win? Are you gonna win? It doesn't seem very fair. You're so small." You get a one juvenile and then one other stone giant leads you into the forge area, which is over here. I'll just show all. All you guys up here at the forge area. There's whatever tools you could use, although they were all huge. All these tools, none of them are fit for you at all. So it'll be pretty difficult to do any sort of small work, especially in like crafting something as specific as a lute, something that's that complex. And the sheet, the burial shroud, is incredibly complex as well.
Does anybody have?
So you all have to
tools?
all have to work together.
So, I have an idea. Do we want to make this like how like spiritual do we want this ritual to be? So I'm thinking we could like have some like drama where we're like drawing the magic out of it.
Absolutely.
I could use stone shape and make another replica of that, and say we put the evil into a stone or something, and then they could eat the stone. We could make a whole ceremony about it.
As long as we're able to create a substitute that's halfway decent.
Sounds pretty
Sure,
believable.
I'm just thinking using a stone
Yeah.
shape
I was
to
gonna
mimic something. It's going to be better than trying to actually recreate it.
Yeah, I was gonna have Leonis make a show, like make some bright lights and stuff to like distract the guards.
Do you have any kind of like in your bag of crap, clay or
I have coal. You wanna like mix
if we
sugar
make a
perhaps?
mold of the thing, yeah.
We can. Make a mold of it. I can. Yeah, I can provide you a mold out there. Shaper.
Because then you just melt gold and throw in the thing.
Well, it's not solid gold though. It's like Russian other stuff.
No, the gold ball star we can melt into whatever we want.
Right.
So we'll just steal the shit. Give them the ball star gold. Ball star bucks.
So are you just going to pass off the gold ball star as the raw materials that these items came from?
It's a little
Are you,
elaborate.
are,
So
it's what?
it's a little elaborate.
Oh.
Terrence is gonna do like shape earth or whatever to make a cast of both objects,
Okay.
and then you want to like harden this mud or anything? We got a flame thing.
Leonis chimes in and says that the redstone giants, they have a natural ability to shape mud and stone as well. If you need any help in there.
Alright. Okay. So we're going to send Quincy off to fight, and on-off can go whichever way he wants. He can do a fight or do whatever you want.
On-off's going to the fight.
Actually, I'd rather just kind of. I'd go to the fight initially and then just kind of sneak around, just try to get out.
Okay. Like you're just gonna
Dip.
cheese it.
Dip and then probably leave the cave.
Okay. Remember, they did say that he'll still leave a guards with you as you guys are doing this during the fight. He's not going to leave the cave unguarded.
I'll say to Quincy, you should see if the Titan gloves, you should use them right before you transform, see if that has any effect on your buffalo form.
Planning on it.
Yeah, the only thing is, as the buffalo, he's going to have to, like, first, I mean, you can attune to it. I think you already did attune to it. But the buffalo werewolf is going to have enough of its wits about it to be able to smack it together and, like, say the magic, like, word or whatever to... What was the magic word? It was just a smack together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But it still takes like an idea, like a internal command to do it, where you smack the stones together.
yeah, what we were thinking is, like, when he feels it coming on, like, right before the fight starts, to use it
Oh.
in dwarf form and see if it carries over.
Okay. This is gonna be radical. No, WE with a giant-sized were buffalo in the moonlight.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
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 That would be pretty cool. So,
I guess we'll have to break into 2
not to
scenes.
belabor this. What?
So we'll have to probably break into 2 scenes to see if we can craft things while the fight's going on.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you can do all this stuff beforehand too.
Okay.
Let's just bring it down to the forging of all this. Let's just get that out of the way.
Okay.
So you're planning on making a cast, and then over the ball star, the gold star, you're going to melt the cast down, put it into melt the gold down, put it into the casks. That looks like a lyre or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so give me 2 rolls. I'd say the mold has advantage because you're using magic with it. But like pouring it in the mold and like making sure to get the mold out and while it's set correctly and everything, it's going to be a separate one. So whoever wants to do it, whoever has proficiency in either stoneworking or blacksmithing, you'll be able to add your proficiency bonus to that roll.
Alright, I should probably do at least the one then.
Can I do an enhanced ability on that check?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. I'd say the molding of the mold will probably be like a strength check to try to just get the rock into the right shape, and then the removing of the mold to make it look, look well enough will probably be a dex check because you got to be very delicate.
Okay.
Okay, so am I doing both of those?
Okay.
I think the pouring in is going to be the blacksmith part, and then I think the removing of the mold is probably going to be the stoneworking part.
Okay, so the pouring in, I'll do the strength, and I'll add proficiency and whatever.
Yeah, and then he's going to give you enhanced ability, right?
Yeah, so you have advantage.
Which will give you advantage.
Okay, cool. Alright, so I'll roll for the strength. And I rolled a 7. So, second roll is 12. And I have 3 strength and 3 proficiency. So that gets us, what, 18?
18.
Okay. I'd say that's definitely good enough. You make a very, very good mold the objects, and then make a gold ball star, melt that down, pour it in. These giants are watching you, or there's at least one giant watching you, and they are very proficient artisans. Are you doing anything to mask this, or like put on a show about it, or?
Yeah. Terrence, Leonis, and Ballstar are putting on a big show. We're like casting stuff and making like sparks fly, and there's blinding light coming out of the thing.
Okay. All you guys, who's gonna help, just roll the deception check. I'll roll in for Leonis too. Although it's not his forte. He just kind of, whoa! He's not a good liar.
Nice. Alright, I'm gonna cast Stone Shape, and I'm gonna make a bunch of, like, mimics of the objects. And I'm gonna ask, like, I'm gonna pretend like I'm doing some weird voodoo in between the items and the stone objects. And I also rolled...
Alright.
I rolled a 20, not natural, for deception, so I'm feeling real good.
Badass. Leonis rolled a 15. What about you two's guys?
Terrence?
Terrence rolled a 13.
That's definitely all pretty good numbers. The giant that's watching me went from just kind of like disinterested to like really interested and like kind of enthralled with all the sparks and shit. Woo! And Leonis is in the back going, "Oh my goodness! It's so much power." He's definitely enthralled with all that stuff. Doesn't quite realize that you make the gold statue and like that's what the gold statue is. I assume at some point after making the mold, you guys kind of just whisk away the originals into the bag of holding, which is something they're not aware of. They're not magic-y at all. You just whoop whoop. And after there's like a large flash of light, and during the flashbang, you turn around and stuff them in really quick. Yeah, that goes pretty good. Now everything is set. I'll say probably a couple hours after like the after it needs to set for a little bit just to harden the molds. So that probably takes about 5 hours. You guys are treated kind of decently. You guys are given like just one gigantic fish for all of you to split, which is more than enough. Caught raw, but you guys can go get it however. You're waiting for all this. It's just about maybe 30 minutes from dusk when you think that the gold is ready to. Or it's already set, so you have to break the mold. Who's breaking the mold?
So you said that's going to be Dex?
Yeah, and if you have anything with stoneworking, you can add to your proficiency.
Yeah, you still have proficiency. So might as well go for it.
Proficiency in stoneworking?
Stone cutting, it says.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh no, that makes sense to me.
Alright.
What's your dex?
10 with a 0 bonus or whatever.
Still worth it. With proficiency and advantage.
I have a +2 dex.
Well, it's been 5 hours. Does the advantage still apply?
You can just do it
I
again.
can do it again.
Oh. Alright, so you're going to do that?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll roll for that. 2. Followed by 10.
Oof.
Oh.
Oof.
So
that's a total of 12.
No, he's got to add more.
well, the proficiency is 3, so I think 13.
13.
13. Okay. As you're getting the loot open, part of the loot is just not cool enough, so the bow of the loot, the little corner, sags and droops and kind of collapses on itself just a little bit. So it looks real schloopy.
Let's see. Wondering if
Anybody got anything?
any magic would help with this. I mean, I've got heat metal.
You could maybe do it and try to fix it. They might just fuck it up more.
I would sooner tell them it was damaged in the ritual.
Or we could try it and. Do you have heat metal? Do you have heat
Yeah.
metal?
I have it, yeah.
Alright, so maybe I use like cold magic on the body of it while you just heat the end to see if we can just at least straighten it out.
You could put it back in the mold and then try to cool most of it and heat the corner. But is the mold destroyed now?
Is the what? Oh, the mold's destroyed, yeah.
Ah.
You have to like peel the mold away.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we just leave it.
I think we just say it got damaged in the transformation, but
Yeah.
we took the curse off.
Yeah.
Actually,
Okay.
yeah. Can we make a big show of asking our guards to come and try to touch it?
Okay. Yeah, the guards come over and like kind of you see one of them has like just burn marks all over his hands that are slowly healing, but he kind of like gingerly and then puts his hand on it and Gula. Yeah. He knows he
Alright, well, the second thing was the sheet, right?
Yeah.
Alright, does anyone have a blanket? I think I have a blanket.
I do.
Yeah, we have a blanket, so how do we make this blanket look good?
It's just tent venting. I got some red taco sauce.
Poop tacos.
Do we have?
Tacos.
Let's see what we got here. What does Electrum look like in the metal?
Electrum is a hybrid of silver and gold. So it's a little bit it's more silver than gold.
Okay. Does it? So you said the sheet is white and it's got like golds.
Like yeah, gold threads threaded through it, and it's like insanely detailed. But the closer you look at it, the more complex it becomes. It's like almost incomprehensible, like the minute detail on this thing.
Yeah. We could just say it was transformed into this piece of shit. Sorry. We ruined it.
It's like paper. It's not rigid.
Yeah, it's like a heavy cloth. It's a burial shroud.
I'll do an Arcana check on it.
Sure.
It's not gonna be good. Oh, it's well, I rolled a 2 with a -1, so that's a 1.
You have no idea what this thing could do.
2 units.
I mean, we could just ask Leonis.
Is he an artificer boy?
I mean, he confirmed the authenticity of the relics. Like,
Oh,
he knows
yeah.
all about them.
What does Leonis know about the cloth?
He gets really excited after watching you guys do your work. He goes, "Oh, the burial shroud. So this burial shroud was for Adara, the Everbright, whatever the fuck the Adara the Illuminate. She was another ancient saint. It said that her body was found in a cavern with this burial shroud over it, and it looked like she hadn't decomposed at all after hundreds of years inside of this wet, dank cave. This has some sort of like preservation essence into it. Some say the very soul of Adara is sunk into the burial shroud, and now is a most holy relic, able to preserve many things."
Do you happen to have in your possession any cloth that has any sort of imprint or likeness to it?
I'm gonna say no. I assumed when he was taken as a slave, all of his belongings were probably confiscated.
I have a prayer book and prayer vestments.
Prayer vestments?
Yeah, prayer vestments. That looks a little bit like this.
Okay. That'll do.
If you like cut off some of the sleeves or something and like make it look more blankety.
Yeah. Do we want to attempt to thread some gold through it so they don't get pissed when they like burn it?
I think so.
How would we do that?
Yeah, I don't know how we do that.
Lena says, maybe just the raw materials may be enough. If you just have, I mean, you still have quite a lot of that statue that you made of yourself, which is amazing. Maybe you could say you broke it down already. Leave the vestments and a large chunk of gold. Maybe you already took the gold out of it. He shrugs. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
We'll have to do that. We're about out of time.
How about we coat the backside of the thing with gold? Dip it and dry it.
That's a good idea too.
If you can do it, if you're confident.
That'd be another blacksmithing check, I think.
Let's do it.
All right. You melt some of the gold and attempt to dip the vestments in. Just throw me the blacksmith stuff. Strength plus proficiency
I'll get you with enhanced ability.
with enhanced ability.
Oof. It was a 10.
Oof. You put the vestment in, and it immediately catches fire.
Put it up, put it up.
You managed to put it out a little bit, but there's just one huge corner of it's just like a huge black singe on the vestment.
Okay, that's consistent with the item is now touchable, but it's diminished.
Yep. I think we just offer them the chunk of gold and say that we were able to extract it.
Yeah, let's make it look shitty though. It can't look like me.
Well, yeah.
We have already-
It's still just like a quarter of all star like this.
No, we melted it down.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, it melts down.
Okay. You show the relics to the giant. He looks them over. I rolled 2 3s in a row. They look perfect to him. He's very pleased, and he gives out a large bellows laugh as he picks up the small lyre, just like this in his hands, a little sheet, and the gold. He goes, "Good job." And the fight's about to begin. You can see the second in command. His name's Tharg. What's his name? What is your name? Thernok is like limbering up at the arena when you guys get there.
Just for like preparation stuff, I'm gonna take off all my armor and stuff.
Okay.
I'll leave the gauntlets on.
Make it like part of your menacing thing, like stare him down when you're taking your armor off.
Ew.
Send a message that like, yeah, for this fight, I don't need armor.
And then
you step into like are on the ring where Tharnuk is like limbering up, and you see one of the giants slap him and like get his attention and point to you. He just like looks at you and goes, and he just kind of laughs. He gives you like an "oh, you poor thing."
Yeah, I take
As
my armor off.
he's literally 4 of you tall.
Yeah, I put it in the bag of holding.
15.
And I toss the bag of holding to Terrence. And then as soon as I feel it coming on, I'll...
Alright. You definitely feel it coming on. Normally, I would give you a Constitution save to try to fight it, but you're kind of embracing me, right?
Yeah, but I want to... I'm trying to see if I can, like, you know, be...
Control it and kind of harness it?
Aware of... Yeah.
Okay. Just, give me another Constitution check.
Okay. Do I have advantage on that?
See if you can make it.
From the bear,
For what?
from the Bear King? You said I had advantage on Constitution checks to, when I'm, like, transforming or whatever.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Do it.
Okay. That is 20.
Badass. Yeah, you transformed, a few times at this point. And like I said, your years inside the Fate prison by yourself, that's all you kind of were able to focus on. This time you feel a breakthrough, where it's not just like something ripping itself out of your skin. It's something that you are still able to shell within your own consciousness instead of something bursting through. There's still a small. It's like you don't have complete control,
Yeah.
but it's something that, it's not just blind rage anymore. You can give like basic directions at this point. It's not something that you're actually in control. It's kind of something that you are directing.
Right. Sure.
But it's a huge breakthrough because you've never felt that before.
Yeah.
Most of the time you just black out. But you can feel your consciousness still as a shell with stuff underneath.
Okay. Cool.
You transform, and you said your knuckles.
Yeah.
You knuckle as you transform. Okay. You transform, and it's you're in the middle of transformation. It's just almost too much for you to do anything besides just like take it and not pass out from pain as you grow to pretty much to large size, about 10 feet tall. And just when you think you're almost done, you smash the knuckles together, and you get the like the Alan Greenspan does, as you just become, literally eye height with this stone giant.
Hell yeah.
Whose eyes go from like surprise to this huge fiendish grin as he just takes like 2 or 3 lunging steps towards you. So we don't have to do initiative or anything. You just tell me what you want to do.
Okay.
Like a little wrestling match.
Yeah.
The stone giant rushes towards you and just goes for a spear tackle to like tackle you off of off of the ring.
Okay. I just fucking charge him head first.
Yeah. Okay. We'll both roll a strength. You get advantage on strength throws when you're that big, right?
I don't know.
I got a 22.
Hang on, I forgot mine.
Gotta get them buffalo stats.
What do you think of the corn and vodka? It's good. It's really good. Who makes it? Where are they?
They make it all in Clarence, like in their house.
I got a 22 as well.
Place for a guy who makes that.
Damn. All right. Yeah, you guys just clutch into.
Buying a bottle.
You like each take like you slam into each other, grab each other's hands, and just kind of start trying to overpower. But you guys are super evenly matched. So yeah, what do you do?
I just like shake my head around, like try to get him to like get off my head or whatever.
Oh, you guys are like you each have each of your hands like together and like pushing with that a lock, a hand lock or whatever. It's like super professional wrestling.
Okay.
They both try to grab each other. They're like, "Brrr."
I gotcha. I didn't know I had hands.
Oh, you have like claws. Yeah, you have like hooks for your bottom. But you have like really large claws.
Gotcha. I want to, yeah, just basically like move my arms up and just like try to fucking headbutt him in the chest. Oh, nice.
Ooh. Yeah, you headbutt him. You pull back. Just roll another strength.
Okay. Natural 20.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, you kind of you throw your arms, you push him back, and he takes a half step and tries to go back in. As he comes in, you just boom with the big buffalo skull and the horns, and you can all hear like the sounds of like it sounds like 4 or 5 large trees cracking as his jaw snaps shut. You just hear this click and just as it slams shut, just echoes throughout the mountainside. As you, and then his eyes kind of roll back in his head as he's like super stunned.
Okay. Is he still standing?
Yeah, he's kind of like wavering, but he's like stunned.
I want to, while he's like stunned, like try to grab his legs and like pile drive him into the ground.
Okay. You just pick him up and throw him in the ground.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'd say don't even bother rolling it. He's like stunned, so he's not giving any resistance. You guys see that this large table rock they put on top of these trees. You can see just the slightest crack in the very center of it, just as there's a crater, like a large cracking part where you slam him down. Just this. He's hurt from that. From that, he tries to get you off him. Are you like on top of him now? It was a ring out. The whole thing was to ring him out.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm on top of him.
Okay. You just like pummeling him MMA style?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, he's gonna try to get you off of him and then lift you up over his head with a 16, which you with measure strength.
Oh. 20.
Now, he tries to lift you back up. He doesn't even manage to get into a standing position as he tries, but you just knock him back into the dirt.
Okay. I want to get off of him, pick up his legs so he's upside down, and then just like headbutt him into the side.
Into the side?
Yeah, so like
I mean, it is kind of like a wrestling ring. There's like turnbuckles, but there's no like ropes or anything. It's just kind of like open.
Oh, okay. So I just.
But there are turnbuckles on each side, like the 4 little posters or whatever.
Okay.
So you're just gonna try to pick up his legs and headbutt him off of the ring.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, roll strength for the headbutt.
17.
20. As you try to pick him up, his legs wrap around your neck as he gets grip on the stone and turns his body around with his ankles wrapped around your neck and trying to get you down on the ground. Doing your strength.
17.
14. He does get the ankle lock behind your head, but he tries to move to the ground, but you still just stand your ground.
Okay. I want to spin around like a helicopter. Please.
He's still got his ankles around your neck.
Right.
His legs are around your neck.
Yeah, so I want to try to spin him around.
Oh, spin him around.
Yeah.
Pick him up. Oh,
Yeah,
sweet. Yeah. Do a strength. See what he gets.
Natural 20.
Fuck. He's rolled a 19. Yeah, you start spinning around. All the giants are going fucking apeshit at this point.
Check his arm, make him let go.
Yeah, and then you go try to let him. How do you try to break the ankle lock? Try to throw him off.
I just do one of those judo chop.
Judo off that. All right. I'd say you got a natural 20, so that's fine. You just do it. As you're spinning him around, you just and with the momentum, he hits the ground in a thunderous rumble. Once skids off and slams into the or beyond the ring out beyond the ring.
Woo!
As all the giants are clapping, even Ortung is the giant chief is just going nuts.
I get down on all fours and start doing a bowl, a rodeo bowl, all over the place.
Awesome. Yeah. Now you're able to kind of calm yourself. You're not really able to give yourself specific orders. But what do you want to do with your werewolf form now? You want to try to revert back? Are you going to stay like this or what?
I assume I'm still really hyped up. So.
Oh yeah, you got blood pumping, so you're still kind of looking around. You can feel that prickle of just rage and the itch for destruction and mayhem.
Yeah. Are there a bunch of trees around?
Oh yeah.
All right. I just want to try to start headbutting trees and trying to knock
Okay.
them over.
You jump out of the ring. Everybody tries to pat you on the back. You slap them away, fighting the urge to try to claw their heart out. And you go to these large alpine trees, just crack, fell, crack, fall. As he's doing that in the background, the stone giants are just kind of stop clapping and they're really confused. As Ortung goes to Terrence and goes, "Your friend revels victory very strangely, and he fought well." Tree fall.
He may not be in control at this point. Liel might be in danger. I suggest we move back indoors.
He nods his head. He says something in giant. Everybody starts to round up and go back. So what do you do for the rest of the night, Quincy?
I'll try to.
The giant only goes for a minute, so you probably have another 30 seconds with it.
Yeah. So, well that's up. I will just headbutt a bunch of trees. After a while, I assume I get a little bit out of my system, and I will try to shape back into
Okay.
dwarf.
Yeah, roll another Constitution save.
Natural 20.
What? Jeez.
Fuck yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, you've cleared a half a mile of this forest, just a straight headbutting trees, and you stop and look back in the destruction that you've wrought, and you kind of you fold yourself into yourself and just sit down, cross-legged as you just try to focus on calm. It takes what seems like an eternity. Finally, You open your eyes, and you're just a dwarf wearing a loincloth.
All right.
Holy fucking shit.
I just kind of look around
Awesome.
at all the trees.
Yeah. This is probably a good place to take a quick fiver. Yep.
Yeah, for
Yep.
sure.
Hell yeah.
What about as good as it could have?
Yeah. Very nice.
Is that the Final Fantasy VII
Yeah.
mission complete music?
David had it planned.
So Joe, I have a
Yep.
couple of questions for Alan Greenspan. Um, so it's been a while since he departed into an afterlife. You tell me what you think Alan's soul has been doing. Like, what does Alan see? Is he floating in like an endless void? He wasn't like a religious guy, right?
Nah. Actually, I wish I could remember the terms of that deal with
Hmm.
the Rakshasa.
Yeah. I don't have it on this computer, which sucks. But what are you thinking?
Well, I remember signing a contract, and
The contract was if you get him out of here safely, blah blah blah. Then there were three pacts. It's like the first pact was he would give whoever wanted a cabal of demons as help.
Mhm.
But if you do that, you would have to go to a place that Quesnef designated to install some demon surveillance on a whatever temple that he wanted. The second pact, I don't remember,
Michael's got it all.
but the
Yeah.
third pact. Oh, you do? Sweet.
Yeah, I've got it up here.
Do you have a link to like on the internet or something?
I
Can you send it? Can you send it through Google Hangouts?
I
Maybe.
can do group me.
I should
See, that's the thing. On this computer, can we start a new group me
A new group me?
that I can use on this? Yeah, that I can start on this computer because that was on the laptop I was using, not my desktop.
Well, you should
it was
still
on
have
her-
the same. If you sign into your account, it should still be.
It was Lindsay's account.
Oh, okay. I don't know how to add you then.
Can you just put my email address in to add me?
Yeah, probably do that.
Let me download it real quick.
I should have sent to your email.
I don't know how to install it on the desktop.
You can just go to the website.
Yeah, not the website. Launch. Here we go. Log in.
Can you email the document to me then? I kind of want the whole thing.
Yeah.
Cool. God, there's so many pictures. Demogorgon.
Damn it, there again.
I just resent it.
Okay.
Forgot it was hot poop. I thought it was
I really did pick the worst font for this.
What's your email, Joe?
Joseph. Or I'm the second one now. I mean, if nothing in the contract took effect, I would imagine I'm I don't know. Contemplating wasted opportunities.
Victory cookies.
Okay, I'm getting an access violation,
What?
which does I'm getting something that says an access violation. I don't own
Office.
Office,
Oh.
but I have like a free Office that should work.
It's fun.
I can just copy and paste the text.
Yeah, can you do that?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Chris, that MRI,
Yeah.
fucking Cthulhu.
Pretty hideous.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Crap. It's a big deal for an unending period of time.
Oh. It's lost video.
I don't know if death is like a way out.
You there, John?
It was just a delivering, right? And then deal's done.
Yeah, there are 3 optional things you could invoke.
This have been done. It says, "Dear brothers, it happened again." There's a banana peel by the shoes. Oh, it's awesome.
Hey,
There we go.
sorry. Sometimes I have a Wi-Fi adapter in my PC. Sometimes it just decides to fuck off. It just doesn't. Yeah, just disconnects for some reason.
I have the
So
work
yeah,
email.
what was your idea with the devil contract? Joe?
So I had a thought that maybe death gets me out of it, but it says unending period of time and eternity and stuff.
Okay. What I still don't have it in the group meet. What were the pacts?
It won't let me send it all in one message, so I gotta split it up.
Oh, that's fine. Can you just send me? Don't worry about the first part. Just the pacts is all I really want to see.
Oh, sure.
Man, we got this grapefruit vodka called Shady Fruit at the store. We got a whole bunch of it, and it never sold. So they're selling like a fifth of this grapefruit vodka for $7.99 or $6.99. It's so fucking good.
Wow. I went really
It's-
hard. I went really hard
Huh?
on grapefruit vodka when I was like just turned 21. And I just
But
did-
this
I
really,
can't
you
drink- I
got
can't
secret.
drink it
This
anymore.
vodka is different. It's not like artificial grapefruit. It's like, I don't know. It's like they put grapefruits in a large barrel with some vodka and let it like infuse. So it's like infused grapefruit vodka. It's
Right.
fucking awesome.
I believe it. I just ruined it for myself.
Did I tell you about the hopped whiskey I got too?
No.
So there was a person that's been working there for like 13 years, Jen. She's like an assistant manager. She just recently got fired for stealing different bottles and shit. But before she got fired, she was like, "Hey, John, do you want this whiskey?" It was like a $65 whiskey from Corsair, where it's called Mosaic, where it's a hopped whiskey with like beer hops in it.
Okay.
I was like, "Oh yeah, fucking sure." We should do that stuff all the time. She's like, "Hey, do you want this?" I'm not selling it. You just have it.
Right.
That's what she got fired for.
Wow.
But dude, this whiskey is I love whiskey. This whiskey is the most intense. Like, if you can imagine the richest, sweetest, like most caramely whiskey with the most intense American IPA, like hop bitterness to it.
Huh.
I hate it. I hate it. It's like fucking. It's like chewing on Christmas trees. Ugh.
Okay, so yeah, I read the contract, and I think I just don't have to invoke the second and third cards.
You don't have to, no. But if you wanted to invoke the third pact, which would give you quote unquote unlimited power, while you are a free floating spirit, you could invoke the third pact, but that immediately consigns your
Immortal soul.
soul. Yeah.
Yeah, right this moment, probably don't care to do that.
So, question:
Okay.
Where is Ellen Greenspan's soul at the moment?
That's what I was just asking him. He's not a religious man, so I want Joe to tell me. Because you can't be in heaven because you're not a super religious man.
Nah.
Are you just like reliving moments of your past, like just back to back, or
Well,
like flashbacks?
I would say he's kind of floating uncontrollably, but time is like totally lost meaning. And who knows how many times I've rotated and seen the same scenes. And it is causing me to remember stuff that I've screwed up. Or that,
Okay. So it's both good and bad things that he's done.
Every decimal that's supposed to be in place.
If you would you give me two of Alan Greenspan's worst experiences that he's forced to relive, and two of his best ones?
Yeah. He had a chance to fight to defend his town.
Oh shit, what was it called?
Oh, actually,
The town that's near Phelan. What hell? That's not
Thunder
what hell.
Tree.
Shit.
Thunder Tree.
Yeah, Thunder Tree. Because what you told me, Joe, is that Thunder Tree went down because, like, fiscal irresponsibility, right?
Yeah.
What was his failure to defend his town then?
Defend his town from outsourcing.
Okay. And what was the result of that?
Massive job losses, a lowering in purchasing power, per capita spending just plummeted, and hard times for Thunder Tree.
Did that directly influence your parents as well? Because are your parents dead?
They are now, yeah.
Yeah.
But they
Is it-
died alone.
They couldn't
Without you there?
Say again?
They died without you there?
Yeah.
How did they die?
Cold. They died of cold.
They just froze to death?
Yeah. They couldn't keep the heat on.
Okay, where were you?
Pretty much seeing the sights.
Really? Just traveling?
Yeah.
Learning the blade and the bow and the fiscal responsibility?
Yeah. I just chose to see the world and experience other economies.
What was the second worst memory that you had to keep reliving? I mean, you can think about it. We can get back to everything else, but
Yeah.
if you like, just whenever you can think about it, just to put it in the group me, or you can blurt it out or whatever.
Yep.
But I definitely want that for some sort of character development. So yeah, you guys, beyond pretty much all odds, did the best you possibly could. You forged fakes for these relics. You still have the relics. You're getting Leonis out and these two slaves. One of them, the mother named Goldra. I don't remember what her name was. Could you post a link to the virtual tabletop? I lost it. But these two red stone-skinned stone giants, one teenaged and one full-grown adult female. Linus tells you that Golra, the female, is the aunt of this teenage kid. They were sacked by the Granite March clan. Did you send the message? Yeah, there we go. They were sacked by that. What were their names? Moog is the Mook Quake Kin is the adolescent, and Golra Quake Kin is the aunt. They were taken slaves in the Underdark by the Granite March, who are a particularly aggressive tribe. And yeah, they're incredibly thankful for you helping your part and help to free them. Moog speaks broken common. Dulra does not speak any, or Golra doesn't speak any. As you guys part, Leonis asks for a few pounds of the goat butter that he then wraps in the shroud so it doesn't spoil. And he goes, "It's fine. I'm a saint. It's not a gross misrepresentation of the artifact. Trust me. It's a little bit, but I can wash it off. It's fine." As you guys leave the giant encampment, they don't shake hands, but all of them are like flipping you off, and, like clapping. You're invited back. Whenever you want, you have a friend in the Granite March clan as being stout warriors and those of particular skill in the crafted arts.
Do I ask to call on them when we need to fight?
Hell yeah.
Alright, I'll walk up to the
Remember, we can't talk to them.
oh shoot.
I'll translate for you. You just do it.
Okay. I'll walk up to the guy in charge. I forgot his name.
Shit. Ortheg. I will say, you guys do have the right idea. Kind of the end game that I have planned here is that you guys are going to be gathering allies, trying to find what you can to help gather allies. So anybody that you do end up getting a kinship with, I recommend writing down so you can have a list of allies for presumably the final assault.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll just say presenting myself as the winner of the fight.
Our warrior wishes to have words with you.
Ortheg has a big smile and he nods as he looks at the tiny one.
Ortheg, we have many small quests that are all kind of a part of this larger quest. And that large quest is to save the world. There are armies of tens of hundreds of thousands looking to destroy this world. And with our kinship, I just would ask if we might call upon you when the time comes to fight. Will you fight with us?
He ponders for a moment. If you small ones can bring us to glorious battle, something worth our salt and our lives, I will trust this to you. You may call upon us. The Granite March stands with the great Buffalo Warriors.
I bow and give him my thanks.
That's the name of this episode.
Buffalo Soldier.
The Great Buffalo Warriors.
We look forward to fighting with you in glorious battle.
He crosses both of his arms and he gives a deep bow.
Cross my arms and then.
He does the same.
Double birds.
As you guys are left free-willed to leave through the mountains, is there anything particular you guys want to do on your trek through the mountains? We can just fast
Double
forward.
birds and buffalo bells.
I want to inquire to Leonis, like, how soon can we get the resurrection going?
He goes, okay. So yeah, as soon as we get back to the Temple of Paylor, I can start on immediately. There is a ritual which will in part have to involve those that knew him. 3 people can give offerings to try to bring Alan's soul back. It's never 100% chance. But those who think that they have an offering to try to call him back to his body, we can work on that. Just think about what sort of offering you could give. So essentially, what he's saying is, I'm doing a house rule on resurrections, which means each resurrection is going to be more difficult, like the more times you die. Essentially, 3 people, it's like kind of a skill challenge, like a skill fight. 3 people can do like a skill or offer up something, and depending on what you offer up or what skill you do, will help lower the DC that somebody needs to make to bring Alan back. So at the very, very end, somebody will just roll a flat D20, and depending on the offerings given, the DC for actual like resurrection will be reduced. However, failed ones will increase the DC. So it's never just a full-on thing. And each time that you die and are attempted to bring back, the DC increases by 2.
Okay. Oh boy.
So can you give us like an example of what an offering would be? I'd kind of like.
Yeah.
It's too bad we don't have the crab claws in the eye. We could offer
Like you can do something like you could offer up one of his magic items and tell a heart-touching story of how Alan protected, some people using this item, and how many people are alive because of him, and how much you miss him. Which would just be like a flat D20 roll plus something, if I think it's important to Alan's person. You can also roll like an intimidation check if you wanted, just to shout at Alan's body and try to intimidate his soul to come back. It'd be difficult, but it's possible. You can sit there and plead with a god, or whatever god, and you roll like a religion check to like bring him back to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's all kind of jazz, but think about something that, only three people can contribute to it. But as Leonis explains, normally it costs a gem of 1,000 or more, but since you guys rescued him, he's more than happy to provide that for you.
Cool.
Anything else anybody wants to do on the mountainous excursion?
So like if we offer an item, the item itself doesn't get consumed. It's just part of the ritual.
Yeah, it's part of the ritual, but it has to be tied to some sort of skill check, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. 3 offering.
Yeah.
We do have his items.
I could do.
I think Hulk hands.
Did we get his crab costume?
I doubt it.
I don't know how you guys grabbed anything. So when you went full retreat.
I stuck around.
Yeah, they looted your corpse.
We just like cast darkness and confused them, and then I like searched around in the darkness until I found everything.
For like 5 turns.
Yep.
Anything else anybody wants to do on the trek back to
Um,
Kornberg?
I just wanted to ask Leonis if there's anything else in the temple worth retrieving.
He sadly shakes his head. He goes, anything of real worth, the giants took, presumably to melt down and make stuff out of. A lot of people died. The plan is still to rebuild Brightwash. And hopefully, as he turns back to Moog and Goldra, hopefully I was hoping to borrow these to help us put it back together quickly. Maybe a few other disciples as well. As he turns towards, why do I keep forgetting your name? Cletus. I would love your help as well, Cletus, if you'd like to help me rebuild Brightwash.
So we must rebuild.
As I said, we'll have to take a whole bunch of supplies. It's worse off than how we started, but hopefully with help we can rebuild it.
Alright.
Anything else?
Anybody
Anybody else to talk to? All good?
Yeah, I think that's good.
You guys reached Korenberg? Within about a day and a half, trek through the mountains. Of course, coming down is a lot easier than going back up. Which then you escort Leonis to the Temple of Palor, where he's greeted with a warm welcome. Everybody's super surprised. Everybody pats you on the back. They offer to cook you dinner and like any sort of hospitality they can give you while you're there, while Leonis prepares for the ritual.
I came up with some experiences. You want to wait on those?
No, go and tell me.
Alright, so for our first good experience, I'm going to say you came across a family on the road whose wagon wheel snapped off, and he helped them lift things and fix it, and they put him up for a while. He stayed with the family, and the grandmother taught him to bake pies, and he'll never forget it.
So that's why he's so into cooking. Awesome.
My second good experience, I'm going to say there was some kind of crazy antelope species that he was tracking. He went up a mountain and he lost the antelope, but the view at the top made an impression.
Where was that? Was it in Breland?
No, I would say farther away somewhere.
Okay. Like Unday or something, just like on your far travels.
Yeah.
Okay. So Alan Greenspan really appreciates nature in its state, right?
Yeah. And I think for our second bad experience, being humiliated in that battle, he charged into a spot where he had no chance, and he got beat up and beheaded.
And you couldn't, yeah. I mean, you were still sacrificing your life to protect your friends, but it doesn't seem like Alan Greenspan's kind of the self-sacrificing. He's more about being the best and the biggest and the baddest.
Or at least calculating his position.
Right, yeah. That was a horrible miscalculation on his part. Okay. They set you up. Leonis bakes you guys a whole manner of sweets, cakes, and cupcakes and cookies and bonbons and chocolate malt and like just like all of this, any sort of sweet thing you could ever imagine, he makes for you. While he has his followers bake while he is preparing the ritual. Finally, after you guys eat your fill of this dessert, Leonidas, with a serious look on his face, he's changed his vestments from the dirty ones that he was kept as a slave to very simple robes, nothing ornate like he was wearing. Also, the two giants are just kind of chilling. They're on the outskirts of the city. They promised that they would come and find Leonidas as soon as he needed help rebuilding Brightwatch. So they're no longer in the city. Leonidas comes in with these kind of somber, darker robes, and looks to Ballstar as he makes eye contact. He goes, "Are you and yours ready?"
Yeah, I think so.
Nods his head. This might be difficult and emotional. Just to let you know, it's always difficult, especially the longer the person's departed. So, as he takes you in, there's a small chamber that he's prepared, heavy with a woody smoke, with incense. There is a large, all this chalk circles around, and then a single beam of light coming from a skylight that just goes down in the middle of the circle where Alan Greenspan's head is currently on a kind of a raised platform, just eyes back and a peaceful expression that he's kind of masked, trying to mask the gore and everything. They draped a piece of cloth around his neck to make it easier. He steps forward and starts praying a little bit as you guys are at the back of the room. You see the room, all of the chalk and everything starts kind of like pulsing like a ring, and the sunlight on the sun from the skylight just kind of intensify to a bright, pure white spotlight on Alan's hair. You can see the highlights in his hair as just motes of light kind of drift in and out. There's a immediate sense of power and peace in this room as he begins. He steps forward after, kind of saying these prayers to himself, stands up, takes a couple steps back, and turns to the group and goes, "It's ready for the first offering."
All right, Terrence will step up.
Oh no. Sorry, I forgot my pen. Hold on.
I was gonna pray to Pan. Anyone got any better ideas?
I was gonna pray to Helm, so I'm not in the best standing with
I
Helm.
was gonna use contact other plane, fifth level spell.
I'm just gonna offer a pen.
I was gonna say like search the bag to see if we can find his abacus or his pen and tell a story about.
How do you balance the
All right.
How he rooted? Yeah, no, he rooted out the beginnings of the takeover of the world or whatever. The AL Corporation.
All right. As he says the first offering is ready. Terrence steps up.
Okay. Terrence is going to cast Contact Other Plane,
Oh, all right.
and he's going to try to call Alan Greenspan's soul into proximity to hear the offerings.
All right. So I'd say roll an Arcana check.
Alright, that's a 15.
Okay. You cast it. Do you say anything? You just cast the spell and.
I
Make sure that you try to see who he's listening.
I just kind of just go into a trance and go searching through other planes, calling for him.
You sit there for a moment, cast the spell, and cast your consciousness out into the widest net you can possibly fathom as you try calling out to him. You don't get any response. You don't even know if you were expecting a response, but you cast it out as far as you can, and you concentrate on the spell and leave the spell there as you step back down from the altar. Linus comes back up, says a couple more things under his breath. The smoke around the room becomes the smoke ends up kind of like emanating its own kind of light, like just bathing the whole dark chamber in its own kind of yellow light as the sunbeam kind of strengthens a little bit more. He steps back and goes, the second offering is ready.
I guess I'll go and like pray to Pan or whoever my god is.
You tell me, who's your god? It didn't seem to me that, man, he just liked nature.
Yeah, I don't know much about like the deity lore or anything.
He's the god of the sun. Pretty much praise the sun is his whole thing. He's like the all father. He's the father of like bountiful harvests and the sun and light and the most generic good god you could think of.
And you think Ballstar would be more into him than Pan?
You tell me. I don't think Ballstar is particularly religious at all.
I've got an offer.
No, not really, but that's kind of like the source of my power, right?
I've got an offer.
The source of your power is nature itself. It doesn't come from like a god. It's just your connection with every other living thing is kind of your power.
Okay.
I mean, you can be religious if you want. It's up to you.
What's up?
Still figuring it out.
What's your suggestion?
Okay. So on-off takes out a packet of red taco sauce to place upon. I imagine it's an altar. And just remembers when we were trying to infiltrate the well, and on-off was trying so hard to be stealthy when all Alan had to do, he was patient enough to like listen to what plan I had, and then all Alan had to do was use the gloves.
Just hop over the wall, right?
Which was what we talked about, but then we had made the diversion for poopy tacos.
Okay. What's gonna be your skill roll with this? Persuasion?
I would say persuasion.
Okay. I'm gonna give you disadvantage because you aren't taking this seriously at all.
What?
Isn't that your handicap or whatever?
Yeah, your insanity.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't talking about. I mean, your offering was fucking. Sorry.
Oh.
No, that's Dave. Quit D&D. You suck. No, that's not what I meant. I just meant like your insanity kind of hinders you from taking this seriously. You know what I mean? So you can try to fight through it, but it's going to be a disadvantage.
That's such a great idea.
It's a great idea, but just your insanity has got to be hindered at some point.
You got a better one?
Nope.
Do it.
How much do the abacus?
That's a 13. I rolled a 23 on this.
Okay. That was 13 with disadvantage.
Yeah.
That is not bad.
Okay.
Been a lot worse.
You honestly and earnestly begin the speech, and like earnestly, it kind of yearn, to have him back. You tell me why you fail.
Won't get to use the puppet.
Does he just like burst out into laughter in the middle of his speech or something?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, you tell me.
No, yeah, I guess I was just thinking about, all of these people getting. I was just thinking about the guy who went to wash his taco off in the puddle.
Yeah, okay. You're in the middle of this heartfelt story, and you just can't help this, like, oh, okay. You're just watching the poop tacos. Poop taco? And then eating it. And you just burst into laughter, which just kind of, like, immediately, severs your heartfelt speech. And the last half of it is you just kind of, like, snickering behind your own. Lena steps forward. He puts a hand on you as you're stepping your way back, and he goes, "It's okay. We all deal with grief in different ways." He says a few more things under his breath as you come to the back of the room, and you can see Alan Greenspan's head kind of pulses with its own kind of light that's been like drenched in, and begins to kind of like hover a little bit over the altar in a peaceful way as the cloth that's draped over the head begins to form a human body that's not there, that's not there, as he kind of like begins hovering over the altar, and the silhouette of the human body over the cloth begins to kind of develop. He takes another step back and says, "Third offering's ready if you have one."
I'll approach the altar. And I'll take the Titanstone knuckles, and just kind of like have them in my hands, and say, "Alan, you'll never believe what happened the other day. Your gloves, like, really just killed it for me. I mean, there's no way I would have won that fight without them. And even from beyond the grave, you're still helping us. And but we really need you back, man. Can't do it without you."
So what's the skill you're associating with this with?
The friendship skill.
Strength.
I can say it just could be like, it could be charisma. You can't do two of the same skill, unfortunately. Dave already tried persuasion. But you can just do a straight charisma if you'd like.
Okay.
I should. I guess you go ahead.
It's a natural 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're kind of angry on and off and not taking it seriously. You had an insanity too, didn't you? Was that just false?
No,
I think it was All-Star, yeah.
Maybe it's because you're angry at Baltar's not taking, or like on off. The on off's not taking it seriously. maybe it's because it's another god that you're having to pray to get him. You don't know. Something that's just bothering you about all this. It could be that you're not sure your own fault in faith recently with you losing your higher level spells and everything. You're not sure if you believe as hard as you did at one point. You make the statement. You're not really sure that you really mean it as you walk away. Let me hold on really quick. All right. I need one person to roll 1d20 in full view of everyone else. Oh man, yeah, Alan, yeah, Joe, do it.
About that. 14.
Okay. You guys all gave your offerings with 2 fails on Greenspan. There's a pulse of light, just a boom. It kind of fills the room, and Ellen's body kind of falls on the altar. You can see as the cloth shifts, there's a full human toe. It seems like some point during the ritual that the body was restored, but he lays down on the altar. There's a moment of silence. A minute goes by. 2 minutes go by. 3 minutes go by. And then a deep breath as his eyes flicker.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Alan!
Alan,
Yeah.
Alan.
As you wake up in a sheet. Just oh my god! Just like completely unaware of where you are, what's happened, or anything.
Alright.
Yay! The DC was 11 for that because it's a standard 12. Each success reduces it by 3. Each failure increases it by 1.
Cutting it close.
Yeah.
But you're back up. The next time that you are resurrected, the standard DC is going to be 14, and then whatever they modify, it's going to be that. So it goes up by 2 every time that you die. You open your eyes. Unfortunately, because resurrection is incredibly hard, both the soul and the body. You're gonna take some disadvantage for a long time, for a while at least. You're gonna have 3 levels of exhaustion, and each long rest is gonna reduce 1 level of exhaustion from the third level of exhaustion. Third level of exhaustion is really bad.
Disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws.
Yeah, so you have disadvantage on ability checks, your speed is halved, and disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws.
But he is level 10?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, why not? Did you level up already, Joe?
No.
Okay, you go ahead and do that. You want to take a quick 5er while he's leveling up, I guess?
Sure.
Yeah, no joke.
So you just did a health increase.
Oh, that's cool.
D10 plus your constitution. $11.
8. 20.
Yay!
2.
Yes.
Person who remembers the lead. Okay, so we.
Oh god, that picture, Dave. It's the 17 guns that poor bastard has on him in a tuxedo.
Double O'Neo.
Oh my god. So yeah, who wrote the list?
That was me.
So what happened? Because even after, can you tell me what you think happened? Because at the very end, I don't know. I don't really know.
I honestly was dozing off the last like 20 minutes where we played.
Oh right.
But from what I remember, we had seen the huge ass army from like super far away,
Mm-hmm.
and we ventured back into that cave we had found at one point, right?
That's the first time you've been in the cave. It was like you were tracking the giants.
Oh, that's right.
There was a big waterfall, and there was like a cave behind the waterfall.
Right. We fought the harpies, leveled up, and then how did we come in contact with the actual giants?
You
Dave
guys
snuck
went
in,
inside,
right?
and Dave did some scouting. He found where the slaves are. He found about 3, like regular stone giants, and like 2 or 3 juvenile giants, as well as 1 red-skinned female giant. He also found the slave pens, where there was a small, like teenage-looking red-skinned stone giant in the slave pen, as well as Leonis back there. You guys, he was getting ready to go back and relay the information to you guys, but the chieftain saw him and just kind of boinked him off the ceiling and dropped him down. That's when everybody was like, whoa, 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 hold on. We don't want to fight. So you guys all kind of showed yourselves. And then you proceeded to convince him that, you're not here to fight or anything, or to like do challenges. That's when Terrence wanted to talk to Orteg, the chieftain, about a win-win situation that would help, hopefully benefit the giants, and then help you get Leonis back. So right now you're in a dark, dank cave, because giants don't need light to see. They have dark vision, with a large, rushing river in a kind of a thrown together throne room with kind of surrounded by these giants. I'll give you the send you a message with the link on it. Because right now I think it's only Terrence that can communicate with him, right? Because he's doing comprehend languages. So yeah, you guys are currently surrounded by giants, coming to a agreement with Orteg. What do you do?
What up, Terrence?
So I think where I remember last off, he was saying like, "Come back with me into this room and consult, and we'll see if if what you have to offer is sufficient."
Pretty much. So he takes you behind the throne. There's kind of like a large animal skin, a very large animal skin, behind the throne that he kind of parts this curtain, and it looks like his bed chambers. There's
Perception
a
check
large.
to see what kind of
um,
animal it is.
Say what?
Perception check to see what kind of animal it is.
Sure.
With a 6.
It would be a nature check, I think. Would be perception.
That's a 7.
Okay. You don't know. It's real big.
I think that was my favorite part of the adventure so far that we've done. Like from like the Emerald Claw, like shooting down to like Dave crashing our airship, going through the wilderness with the Lucan battle.
Yeah, the whole like staircase into other worlds, pretty crazy.
Yeah.
We gotta get back. If we ever get back to Sharn, we gotta go to the Black Spider's house. See all this garden of moon fruits.
Yeah, what did we do? We planted a bunch of fruit.
We planted fruit trees and then like made them.
Yeah.
So he has like an orchard of like exotic otherworldly fruits.
And one of the feats says you can re-roll a saving throw you fail. And it recharges on any roll rest. I don't think I've used it once.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's a good
Hey.
feature. Hello.
So Alan Greenspan is back. He's naked except for a sheet draped around his from the neck down. Alan, you don't feel good at all. You don't really remember anything about floating in the void or anything. Last thing you remember, getting your ass beat by a whole bunch of bugbears. What do you do? Leonidas gives a big smile and he says, "The All-Father always provides. I'll leave you to your greetings. Come get me if you need
Get
anything
this
else."
man a cinnamon roll.
A what?
A cinnamon roll.
A cinnamon roll? Oh, yeah, absolutely. He runs out, closes the door behind him very, very gingerly, because any sort of sound, it's like, this is the worst hangover you've ever had, Ellen.
Do I get a cinnamon roll?
Not yet. Presumably there's cinnamon rolls coming.
How long have I been down?
About a week or so.
I give you one of the donuts that Leonis gave us.
All the sweets.
Yeah.
That does expired.
Oh, shoot.
Well, I mean, for the sake of story, they haven't
Okay.
expired yet.
I gave you a shitty, stale one that doesn't.
I think you put it in the bag of Colding, right?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
They're still good. It's fucking delicious, Alan. It's the most buttery, flaky, delicious, sweet donut you've ever had. And it's got a little sun on it.
I must speak to the baker.
It's pretty good. I'll start taking all this crap out of the bag of holding and giving it back to him.
Okay.
Nobody look at my wiener.
You don't have your clothes or anything. You do have your armor, the gauntlets, your sword, your bow.
They said they didn't have the bow.
Oh, okay. So no rhyme fin.
Yep.
I don't remember now.
I thought we grabbed it.
I think I do remember there was one item that you guys didn't grab.
No, we don't remember
have you guys choose.
Chose
If
the
it's
armor.
you can either give him Leonard or Ryan Fang.
He definitely has a sword.
I would say the armor we want to keep accurate.
The sword gave him a +4 to initiative, and the bow did magic damage, and he could freeze like 10 feet of water with it.
You know, so just a couple days ago, you said that you were going to give me like all of the magic items, and you know we had a contractual agreement, but you didn't have hands at that time.
We couldn't shake. Yeah, remember.
I'll give it back to you since I'm a nice
What a guy.
I
Alright.
think it's nap time.
I'm gonna throw Alan a greater restoration. So take down 1 exhaustion point.
Yep. So he no longer has disadvantage on attack rolls.
I'll give you 7 ink pens.
2 exhaustion though.
Does Alan realize that he was dead, or does he just think he was in a coma?
No, he sees like that axe coming down. Like that's the last thing he remembers.
Linus comes back into the room with a plate full of cinnamon rolls, a hot coffee, and a large pitcher of orange juice. As he lays it on the altar, and he puts a hand on your shoulder and he goes, "Alan, you don't know me. Your friends do. I've heard a lot of great things about you. I'm glad you're back with us."
Are you the one who performed the ceremony?
He humbly goes, "Yeah, it was my doing, but it was your friends that and their offerings that brought you back."
Nevertheless, you can expect a donation.
He smiles, and it's always appreciated. Thank you. It's not necessary. Your friends saved me from certain doom.
This is delicious.
As it's fucking amazing. And he brought an entire plate. There's like 12 cinnamon rolls here.
Hey, you know, you could really start a business with these. Call it like Cinnabon or something.
He chortles a little bit. And he kind of shows because I'm not into make money. I just like helping people. Look, I'm sure you have lots to talk about. You're free to use the rooms here. Sleep if you must. My acolytes will continue to bake if you'd like.
We'd like.
He nods. I'll send Cletus in with a full plate. And then Alan Greenspan and Cletus have to have an entire conversation. So yeah, Alan's back. You guys you have 1 point of exhaustion left, or 2 left. You have 1 gone. You're free to rest here, but Terrence, something dawns on you that today was the day that you're supposed to meet with Usador at the Kilgore tap room.
Uh-huh.
You still have a couple hours, but
Okay. I invite anyone who wants to come, and I start heading over.
Oh, yeah.
okay.
I'll tag along.
Everybody,
I'm taking a nap.
all right. You guys find the Kilgore tap room. It's a pretty large place inside of Kornberg. It has a beautiful view of the library of Kornberg and its own island on the river. You guys open the door. It's pretty busy. There's a large bar that kind of wraps around the whole room, and there's 3 different stations of these people pouring craft beers and giving it to patrons. There's a couple of tables in the side. There's a series of darts people are playing. There's like pool tables people are playing. Very quiet, but busy. Very low. the smell of amazing sandwiches and smoked meats being brought out to the patrons fills your nostrils. And there you see, kind of hidden in the crowd, a man in blue robes, although different than the last time you saw him. Hair chopped and look a lot more clean cut. He doesn't look like a hobo anymore. His hair is kind of chopped into like almost like a not a mohawk, but it's like short on the sides, longer on top to almost like a Mr. T mohawk. And his beard has gone from like hobo length to about like right here, where it's very clean cut. He looks good. Usador looks really good. He's no longer super pale. He's got some flush to his cheeks. He almost seems to have lost like maybe 20 or 30 pounds too, because he looks good. And sitting with him at the table is a large badger. As they're sitting there talking and reveling, you can see Usador has a water, and Chunt has a large mug of beer that he's sipping. And they're in the middle of a conversation as soon as you come. He goes, "Owls!" That Chunt begins. He goes, "Owls have it all. They have the sight, they have the talons, they have flight, they can turn their heads all the way around. I'll tell you what." And Usador goes, "Well, they eat rodents too. I am not a rodent. Okay? I am a land-born mammal, and I could be anything else that I want." Because I did eat a rodent once, though. It really fucked up my stomach. And then I thought, like owls do, I could turn my head around because like owls like to eat rodents and they turn their heads around. So I started turning my head all the way around, and it just made me real dizzy, and I puked. Usador goes, "Oh, I wonder if I can turn my head all around. Hold on." you hear the cracking of bone as that Chunt goes, "Oh no!" That was fun. Hold on, I'm back. And more like bones cracking. His head's like off. He goes, "Oh, Usador does not look good." No, it's fine. It's fine. Hold on, maybe if I go back the other way. And like more like bone cracking. You can see the tables around him just start to like turn and look as he's as his head's just like at another weird angle. He goes, "Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I can do this. Hold on. Alakazim." And just bones like he's that was a dizzying experience. As that happened, as he's like putting his head back, Chunt turns around, locks eyes with everybody, and he just gives a big wave with both hands. He goes, "Guys! Oh my god!" He scoots his chair out and kind of like waddles on all fours next to you. He starts sniffing all your boots.
"Oh, what up, Chunt?" Slap him up.
"Chunt's up with that." "Hey, baby."
Same.
Hail, Usador.
Usador gives a salute. He goes, "Hello! It's good to see you, friends. Please, take a seat."
Where's Andy Redfoot?
Is that really you, Usador? You look really good.
He gives a grin. He's like, "Yes, I've at Chunt's behest, I stopped drinking. Actually, I feel good."
Hey, good for you.
Thank you. I thought with such dire times needed dire circumstances. I need a clear head.
Very respectable.
Yes. He turns his neck, and there's all these unseemly sounds of bone just cracking. Oh, that really hurt. Chuck goes, "That was awesome." Did you guys see that? He turned his head all the way around. He's fucking creepy. You see a table next to them starting to like stand up and like move away from them. As one of them looks pretty sick. He sort of stands up, and shakes everyone their hand, and gives you a hug, each one of you. As he offers you to sit down, he goes up. Rounds on me. They have excellent beers here. I'm not partaking, but they have fantastic raspberry mead, good rainbow bowls.
I got a rainbow bowl.
That was one of my favorites. It says if you get too drunk on them, you can see through time.
Oh.
You know, Usador, I heard that the Rainbow Bowls here, they offer a non-alcoholic.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know why what would be in it, but I suppose it doesn't hurt to ask. Would you like a non-alcoholic one?
Well, let me buy it for you.
Oh, no. It's all in my tab. No worries.
I insist.
Oh, all right, if you insist.
I just gotta get a regular Rainbow Bowl.
A regular rainbow bowl.
Yeah,
Okay.
just get it to him.
He slurps a couple of. It's just like a bowl, and it's like sherbet. Like all of the pudding in the Hook movie. That's what it looks like. As he slurps a little bit out of the bowl.
Surprisingly indistinctive.
I think that's alcoholic.
No, they add a lot of it's goji berry.
I don't know what goji berry is, but it's damn delicious. As he kind of slurps it down, his cheeks kind of reddening.
You want another one?
I think I'll stick with water right now. I think we may have switched bowls that had any kind of burps. Some alcohol in it.
Oh, I'm so
I'm
sorry.
good. I'm
No,
good.
no, I hand him my bowl.
No. I'm good, thanks. Chuck is just sipping his mead, already kind of drunk, and just looking at both of you. Chuck goes, Psst.
Yeah,
You
what?
didn't order them. You don't have non-alcohol. Oh. I've been trying to do that the last hour. Usador kind of throws the bowl to the side, picks up his mug of water, drinks a little bit of it, and kind of like focuses his eyes. Well, it is fantastic to see you all. How? Well, I suppose what? Well, what happened to you? You guys left and everything went to shit.
The Feywild is crazy.
I've never been, but what? You were stuck in the Feywild for 6 months?
It was longer than that to us. Many years for some of us.
His face kind of darkens and gives a nod. Is everyone okay?
Balsar's just staring at Usador's ear hairs, like wanting them to be plucked so bad.
It's maddening. He's got one blonde hair out of his like white beard too. It's sticking right out of his mustache.
Balsar's got like a vein in the side of his head, just like
Some of us are a little worse for wear than others, but we're all alive and
Well, it's good to hear. I'm glad to see all of you unharmed. So a few things have happened while you've been gone. A few things entirely. Breland is in effectual civil war with the Warforged taking over the capital city and presumably moving on Sharn at this very moment. I managed to escape. I was in Zalarga already with your dear, and I'm afraid he looks at on off and goes, I'm afraid she didn't make it.
I just burst out laughing. Oh,
Really?
Yeah. Well, she couldn't get away from anything with, the
Titus.
foot. Yeah.
He gives kind of a sheepish smile, like trying to understand. I tried to save her. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. What?
oh, the Animal Crossing music.
So
This is what's playing on up there.
Yeah.
Gotta buy that shit from Tom Nook.
So, anyway, I came to Zalargo because I have a few contacts here. They know me here as Alatar Gwendolyn the Daystar. You may not know this, but personal advisor to the Triumvirate. They wanted words with me, what I knew. I told them. They're to meet tomorrow at the library itself. It's been a while since I've talked to you, but I assume you have some insight into this Warforged catastrophe. Well, last we had talked, you were going on this, correct? You were finding something out about this.
Yeah. And we had a pretty good opportunity to shut down a lot of them before we were randomly transported into the Feywilds. That's kind of the last we learned. Some folks have explained kind of the situation that's been going on, but we're not really fully informed.
Okay. Well, sometime during the 6th anniversary of the day of mourning, a bomb went off inside of Broken Blade Castle, where it seems the dead gray mists of the Mournland had been harnessed into some sort of weapon that they had used. That happened, caused mass panic, and then a few moments later, a large land-bearing city battleship teleported just outside of Greenland, gained a massive amount of momentum, crashed through the Rote City walls, and destroyed half of Broken Blade Castle. Rote went silent for a few days when everyone got a transmission through Hausivis saying that a being calling himself the Lord of Blades, the coming one, is here to restructure humanity and all of this. They have a large army. They've taken most of north of Greenland. Both Undair and Thrain are fortifying their borders, but not going into Greenland to fight the menace, mostly because of the hostile relations between Thrain and Greenland that happened before that. Undair is remaining neutral. Sharn is the de facto large city that it was evacuated to. And then Greenland has its own large battleship city called Argonth, which has become the de facto capital of Greenland, trying to figure out what's happening and what's going on. I can't tell you exactly where Argonth is at this point. I assume somewhere in eastern Greenland. But the matching city, the Warforged have, is slowly moving its way towards Sharn. Everybody's very scared that it's their next target, using whatever super weapon that they deployed on Rote. We all assume from the Loader Blade's transmission that King Borno is dead. So his son, now aboard Argonth, his eldest son, has begun ruling, but he is unfit. He is a man born in peace and in summer. He's not one to know the trifles of a true ruler. He's cast out all Syrians. Syrians have become outlaws and prisoners. Anyone who has a Syrian history have become prisoners of war of Greenland, presumably because of the dead great mists that Rote was consumed by. And as far as whatever little info we get coming out of northern Greenland, they're rounding up people who use magic. Anyone who uses magic, they are abducted, presumably taken aboard Machina, their own roaming city, or taken back to Rote in front of the Lord of Blades himself. There's a large roundup of anybody who can use any sort of arcane, divine, or nature magic anything that is magical is being confiscated and in brute force.
Oh shit.
And what of Sharn and the Resistance?
Sharn is building up its own defenses. Sharn's always been a difficult city to take, considering it's vertical instead of horizontal. They have their own defenses. However, the government hasn't helped as much. They're more concerned with trying to take back the capital city. Argoth is currently in between Machina and Rote, and presumably Machina and Sharn. A battle is expected to happen soon. But we don't know what the Warforged capabilities or tactics are. We just know they have an incredibly large army and access to technology that we've never seen before, except on the Day of Mourning. However, I've been here in Largo for a while, advising the Triumvirate on what to do. They don't know whether to help and intervene with the Brelish struggle. They've always been a neutral nation with no standing army. However, there have been reports of commandos coming from the east, of another large army crossing the mountains. And now the Triumvirate doesn't know what to do.
We saw that army.
Chuck goes, "Oh damn!" Eastward goes, "You've seen it."
Yeah.
So what are we facing on the Eastern Front?
Well, to be frank, it's an army of tens of thousands, hobgoblins, warforged, you name it. And it's all together with a humongous ancient red dragon.
He kind of just stops for a moment, his moment of silence, and okay. That's bad news. I'm afraid I have more bad news. I've been studying while me and your aunt left. She didn't die by violent means. The stress of moving through occupied territory, hiding, is what got her. It was a heart attack that eventually felled her. I buried her. I'm so sorry.
What a pussy.
He's a little bit taken aback, but Chunk's drunk enough to throw up a mug and clink with you. Hey man, I've been to camp once. It wasn't fun. Is what Chunk says. But he, among the occupation of Breland and whatever the fate of the people in northern Breland have become, whatever their fate is, something that these warforged are doing are ripping holes in time and space. Like they're ripping like the planes apart. There have been rumors of waves of these just ripping through towns, completely changing them, abducting people into them and letting things out that nobody's ever seen before. And he reaches in his bag and he pulls out a glass jar that he's covering. One of those things I happen to capture as he pulls out pulls his hands out, as inside of a small glass jar is something. Ba-da-ba-ba. This small little construct, I put it up for grouping. It's almost cute. It's about like 2 inches tall. This strange metal construct with this organic eyeball in it. That's in this little jar, just kind of looking around. Just kind of like looking around. Do one of you know what this is?
No.
This is a being not of our plane. This is a being of somewhere else. From the research I've been doing here at Kornberg, it's called a Modron. Modron is a being of pure law inside of a plane of pure law. Here on the material plane, we are affected by all fire, water, evil, chaos, law, everything. Presumably, there are planes, just there's our own universe here, that coincide and dip over into the material plane where everything else coerces. This Modron is not supposed to be here. Being of pure law, the order should be it stays in its own plane. If this Modron is here, of its own accord, it means that there is something severely wrong with all of the planes of existence. There's something that we have not experienced. This being is a being of rules and specific placement. There's no reason it should be in a place of chaos like the material plane. I have a feeling that whatever weapon this Lord of Blades is using is ripping holes in all of the planes of existence, letting things through, and maybe accelerating certain celestial events we have no control over. Specifically, there's a book I've been reading in the library of Kornberg called The March of the Modrons. Apparently, like clockwork, every 13,000 to 15,000 years, it's different in each account. These things, as he points, millions, tens, hundreds, billions of these things, rip their way across the cosmos, whether gathering information or making order out of chaos, nobody knows. But they just leave destruction behind them. I think if this thing is here, I think the March of the Modrons has started early. Something that threatens not just the material plane, not just Breland, not just Corvair, the entirety of all of the planes. If the March of the Modrons is happening, it's destruction for everything. Now, I have no proof. I don't know. I don't know why this thing's here. It could have just been lost. And that's why I've called you here. There is a chance I could answer this question. And presumably, if you come with me, a question that questions you may have answered as well. There is legends of a sorry. Legends tell of a place called the Caverns of Axiom, the domain of one called the Ageless Adjudicator, a being that is told in ancient myths that supposedly help those bound by fate. I don't know if my question can be answered, but I do need help to find this place. If it exists, perhaps this ageless adjudicator could answer to see if what I suspect is true, and maybe even answer a few questions of yours. From all the research I've done, I've pinpointed it to some ancient tribes in the northern Seawall Mountains, known as the poisonous peaks of Etherstrad. From what I've read, there's a natural disaster after it was trying to be colonized, where a volcano erupted and all sorts of poisonous gases and killed
their
everything
asses.
on there. What?
Poisoned their asses.
Poisoned their asses. Poisonous gases poisoned their asses. If you would help me, I want to try to find these caves. It's a long shot, but it's all I have. And the research I've done does seem like a real physical place. The poisonous peaks, there's history accounts of volcano erupting and killing the civilizations that are there. It's just somewhere there. We have to find. I would like to try to find this ageless adjudicator, if the being is still even there, and try to find answers to the questions that I have.
When do you plan to set off?
As soon as you come with me. I don't think I can do it alone. You all seem that you've seen things that I haven't. If you say, gone through worlds that I haven't. I think I'll need your protection.
You'll need our protection?
Nods his head.
You said you have a meeting?
Yeah, the Triumvirate's meeting soon. And it's about the Eastern threat. We can do that first. I presume it's to try to come up with some sort of idea. From what I heard, they're thinking about blowing the bridge.
Can we join you for that meeting?
Nods his head. You'll be my esteemed guests.
Alright.
But for now, I'll do another round. We can speak of lighter things, hopefully.
Why don't we go to the meeting first and then we'll decide from there?
That's as you guys order another round, I think speaking of after a lot of shit exposition honestly dropped on you, the camera comes and fades out, and this is a good place to stop.
Cool. Alright.
Yeah.
Nice. Big move.
Alright.
Sweet.
Hooray!
Man.
See you guys next week. I don't think Zach's gonna be joining us anymore.
Aw.
I mean, this happens with a lot of every D&D group I've ever had. Somebody wants to join and they're super ecstatic about it. And they get two series in, and like D&D, something you have to like start from the start to be invested in. It's hard to drop in the middle of things,
Right.
Yeah.
And he's busy. He's doing his old masters, so it's sad. But I'll keep DeHaven as an NPC just in case he ever decides to pop in. So
Right.
cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks for playing in my
Thank
fantasy
you.
world.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
man.
John.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
See ya.